This is the story of Sayyidina Uthman bin Affan radiallahu anhu, the third Caliph Rashidun, the possessor of two lights, one of the wealthiest men of his time, yet the most humble. Imagine a man so humble that he blushed in silence, yet so generous that his wealth fueled the armies of Islam. A man so close to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he married not one, but two of his beloved daughters. He was the third Caliph of Islam, a guardian of the Qur'an, and one of the most beloved companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the life story of Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu, Makkah, around 576 CE. In the sacred city of Makkah, where the Kaaba stands tall, a noble family of the Quraysh tribe welcomes a baby boy, Uthman ibn Affan. Growing up, he was known for his kindness and purity of heart, qualities that set him apart even in his youth. As he navigated the bustling markets of Makkah, young Uthman was always respectful and considerate towards everyone around him. Despite his wealth, he never forgot the value of humility. Unlike many of his peers, Uthman never partook in drinking wine or associated with those who did. He also refrained from worshiping idols, which earned him disapproval from his tribe, but he remained steadfast in his beliefs. Little did they know that he had already embraced Islam in secret, guided by his close friend Abu Bakr as Siddiq. In the early days of Islam, when the call to worship the one true God was echoing through Makkah, Uthman's friend Abu Bakr began sharing the message of Islam with him. As Uthman listened intently, his heart stirred within him. The teachings resonated with his soul, and without hesitation, he declared his faith. It was a moment of profound realization and commitment, marking the beginning of Uthman's journey as a Muslim. Uthman's uncle, who held great influence among the Quraysh, was furious upon hearing of his decision. Summoning Uthman, he tied him up and demanded that he renounce his newfound faith. But Uthman stood firm, his voice echoing with conviction as he whispered, "Allah is enough for me." Despite the physical restraints, his spirit remained unbroken. For Uthman, Islam was not just a set of beliefs, but a way of life guided by divine wisdom and moral integrity. Soon after embracing Islam, Uthman's exemplary faith caught the attention of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Recognizing his sincerity and devotion, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam decided to unite him with his daughter Ruqayyah. The marriage ceremony was a simple yet significant event, symbolizing the bond between the future caliphate and the prophetic family. As Uthman exchanged vows with Ruqayyah, he knew he was not only gaining a wife, but also becoming part of a legacy that would shape the course of history. As the persecution of Muslims in Makkah intensified, Uthman and his wife Ruqayyah, along with other members of the Muslim community, made the arduous journey to Abyssinia, now Ethiopia. This marked the first migration in Islamic history. The Muslim community in Makkah was facing severe persecution, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam advised them to seek refuge in the Christian king of Abyssinia, who was known for his fairness and justice. Uthman and Ruqayyah, along with the other Muslims, boarded ships and sailed across the Red Sea, eventually reaching the shores of Abyssinia. Upon arrival, they were warmly received by the king, who granted them asylum and protected them from harm. It was a temporary respite from the troubles in Makkah, but it also laid the foundation for future Islamic missions to spread the message of peace and unity. After finding refuge in Abyssinia, news reached Uthman and Ruqayyah about the growing strength of the Muslim community in Medina. Encouraged by their friend Abu Bakr, who had become the first caliph, they decided to return and contribute to the development of the new Islamic state. However, tragedy struck when Ruqayyah fell ill during the journey. With unwavering devotion, Uthman stayed by her side, providing care and comfort until her passing. Grief-stricken, he buried his beloved wife in Medina and mourned the loss deeply. Consoled by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Uthman found solace in the fact that Ruqayyah had attained martyrdom. Yet the Prophet ﷺ recognized Uthman's deep sorrow, and to ease his pain, he entrusted him with another great honor. He married his second daughter, Kulthum, to Uthman. This union brought joy and healing to Uthman's heart, and he became known as Dhul-Nurayn, the possessor of two lights, symbolizing the blessings he had received through his marriages to both of the Prophet's daughters. In Medina, Uthman's generosity knew no bounds. When the city faced a severe water shortage, he purchased the Well of Rumah, a valuable water source, and made it accessible to all Muslims free of charge. Moreover, during the campaign of Tabuk, when the Prophet ﷺ led an expedition to confront an invading force, Uthman donated a massive caravan consisting of 950 camels, 50 horses, and gold to support the military campaign. His unwavering support and contributions played a vital role in ensuring the success of the expedition. In recognition of Uthman's extraordinary generosity, the Prophet ﷺ declared, "Nothing will harm Uthman after today." These words carried immense significance, indicating that Uthman had secured his place in the annals of Islamic history, becoming Caliph. After the demise of the second Caliph, Umar ibn al-Khattab, a council was convened to elect a successor. During the consultation, Uthman emerged as the consensus choice for the Muslim community, and he was formally appointed as the third Caliph of Islam. Under his leadership, the Muslim community continued to flourish, and his reign marked a significant chapter in the early history of Islam. Compilation of the Qur'an. During Uthman's caliphate, as the Muslim community expanded, concerns arose regarding the preservation and standardization of the Qur'an. To address this issue, Uthman took decisive action. He gathered a team of scribes, including his close companion, Zayd ibn Thabit, and directed them to compile a single standard copy of the Qur'an. Each scribe worked diligently to ensure accuracy, comparing their manuscripts and resolving any discrepancies. Eventually, they produced a unified mushaf, which became the foundation for all subsequent Qur'an texts. This compilation was a monumental achievement, safeguarding the divine message for generations to come. Trials and fitna. Despite his numerous contributions, Uthman faced opposition and challenges during his caliphate. His governors faced disputes and rebellions in various regions, and these issues were often influenced by external powers seeking to undermine his authority. Furthermore, rumors and propaganda spread by Uthman's enemies portrayed him and his close associates in a negative light, inciting discontent among some segments of the Muslim population. Some of his opponents accused him of nepotism and favoritism, claiming that he appointed his relatives and friends to influential positions. These allegations fueled resentment and created divisions within the Muslim community. Additionally, racial tensions simmered as some non-Arab Muslims felt marginalized and sought greater representation in positions of power. These tensions escalated, leading to unrest and open rebellion against Uthman's authority. The situation grew increasingly volatile, and the very stability of the caliphate was put to the test. In the year 35 AH, a group of rebels led by Ayesha, the wife of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, surrounded Uthman's house in Medina, determined to force his resignation or remove him by force. The siege lasted for 4 months, and during this time, Uthman remained steadfast in his commitment to justice and the principles of Islam. He continued to govern and make decisions from his home, demonstrating his resilience and dedication to his duties. Throughout the ordeal, Uthman maintained a calm and composed demeanor, turning to prayer and seeking divine guidance. His actions were driven by his deep faith and his desire to uphold the teachings of Islam. In a remarkable display of piety, he refused to shed the blood of Muslims, even in the face of provocation. Instead, he chose to endure the hardships of the siege, affirming his belief that violence would only tarnish the unity of the Muslim community. As the siege dragged on, the people of Medina suffered greatly due to the lack of essential supplies. But Osman's resolve did not waver. He remained committed to finding a peaceful resolution to the crisis, believing that dialogue and reconciliation were essential for the well-being of the Ummah. His patience and wisdom during this time exemplified his character and his commitment to the greater good. However, the siege reached a tragic climax when the rebels forcefully entered Uthman's house. Despite his efforts to protect himself and his family, he was struck multiple times with sword blows. As he lay wounded, his wife, Kulthum, rushed to his side, shielding him with her own body. Despite being injured, she managed to fend off the attackers for a while, buying precious time for her husband. However, the rebels overpowered her, and soon Uthman's life hung in the balance. In the final moments, as the assassins closed in, he continued reciting the Qur'an, finding solace in the divine words. Suddenly, his gaze fell upon a verse that read, "So Allah will suffice you against them, and He is the all-hearing, the all-knowing." 2:137. With these words echoing in his heart, he uttered a powerful statement, declaring, "Yes, Allah is indeed sufficient for me." As he recited these verses, blood trickled down the pages of the Qur'an, staining the mushaf. The light around him faded, casting long shadows as his eyes slowly closed. Surrounded by darkness, Uthman breathed his last breath, leaving behind a legacy that would inspire generations to come. And so ends the story of Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan, R.A., the third Khalifa of Rashidin. His life was a testament to faith, generosity, and unwavering commitment to the teachings of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Despite his wealth and status, he remained humble and generous, earning the title Dhul-Nurayn, the possessor of two lights. His legacy extends beyond his lineage to include his invaluable contributions to the preservation of the Qur'an. Through his initiative, a single standard copy of the Qur'an was compiled, ensuring its protection and transmission for future generations. Uthman's story serves as a beacon of inspiration, reminding us of the importance of faith, humility, and service to humanity. He left an indelible mark on history, and his memory continues to shine brightly in the hearts of Muslims worldwide. Please like and subscribe the video if you like the video.